Same prompt, 3 different AI coding assistants, 3 completely different completions. One of them will ship your feature faster. One of them will confuse you, and one of them might actually be free. After testing all 3 in real code bases for months, here's the honest breakdown. Welcome to AmTalk Soft. According to the JetBrains 2026 Developer Survey, 74% of developers now use AI coding tools. That's up from 44% in 2024. GitHub Copilot still leads with 29% usage, but Cursor has exploded from nothing to a serious challenger. And Gemini Code Assist just got a major upgrade. Today we're going hands-on, real completions, real refactoring tasks, real pricing. Let's see what they actually do. GitHub Copilot is the original. It launched in 2021 and has had 4 years to get good. And it has. The core experience is inline completions, you type, and Copilot suggests the next line or block. Hit Tab to accept. That's still the most natural way to use it. For small, well-scoped completions, finishing a function signature, writing a test case for code you just wrote, filling in boilerplate, Copilot is genuinely fast and accurate. But Copilot has grown up. Copilot Chat, now integrated in VS Code's sidebar, lets you ask questions about your code, refactor selected blocks, generate documentation, and explain error messages. It uses GPT-4 Turbo under the hood, so the reasoning quality is solid. What Copilot does well: context-aware completions within a single file, multi-language support that's best in class, and deep VS Code integration that feels native. The GitHub integration, explaining PRs, reviewing diffs, is genuinely useful if you're already in that ecosystem. Where Copilot struggles, it doesn't see your whole repo by default. It works on the currently open file, plus a few recently opened ones. For tasks that span multiple files, refactor this interface and update all callers, it falls short. Pricing, $10 a month for individuals. $19 for the Pro tier with Claude Sonnet and GPT-4o access. Free tier now available with limited completions. Cursor is Copilot, but it actually understands your whole code base. That's the headline difference, and it matters enormously for real projects. Cursor is a fork of VS Code. You get all your familiar key bindings and extensions, but the entire AI layer is rebuilt from scratch. When you open a project, Cursor indexes it. When you ask it to do something, it can search across all your files, understand the dependency graph, and make changes that span multiple files simultaneously. The Composer feature, now called Agent Mode, is where Cursor really separates itself. You describe a task, add JWT authentication to all API endpoints, add the middleware, write the tests. Cursor creates a plan, shows you which files it'll touch, then executes across all of them. You review the diff and accept or reject. This is genuinely different from Copilot's file-by-file approach. Cursor also lets you choose your model: GPT-4o, Claude Sonnet 4, Claude Opus, Gemini 2.5 Pro. You're not locked into one provider. For complex reasoning tasks, architecture questions, debugging production issues, you can reach for the most capable model. The downside: it's a separate application. If you're deep in a JetBrains IDE, Cursor doesn't help you. And the pricing is steeper, $20 a month for the Pro plan. But for VS Code users working on real multi-file projects, Cursor is the most capable AI coding tool available right now. Gemini Code Assist is Google's entry, and it's got one trick that no competitor can match: 1 million token context. What that means in practice: you can load your entire code base, not just a few files, into Gemini's context window. Ask it to understand a legacy system, trace a bug through 10 files of call stack, or explain how a complex pipeline works end-to-end. Gemini 2.5 Pro can hold all of it in context simultaneously. For large, unfamiliar code bases, onboarding to a new job, debugging a monolith, this is a genuinely powerful capability. Copilot and Cursor index your code base and search it. Gemini reads the whole thing at once. The completions quality is good, not quite Copilot level for line-by-line suggestions, but close. The chat interface is excellent for explanation and exploration tasks. And then there's pricing. Gemini Code Assist is free for individual developers. Not a free tier, free. Google is subsidizing it to compete with Microsoft. If budget is a constraint, this is your answer. The weakness: Google's tools have a history of being discontinued. Stardust, Bard, Duet AI, the graveyard is long. Betting your workflow on Gemini Code Assist carries that risk. So how do they actually stack up? Let me break it down across 5 dimensions: completions quality, multi-file tasks, model choice, context window, and price. For raw completion quality on single-file tasks, Copilot and Cursor are neck and neck. Both use frontier models. Gemini is solid but slightly behind. For multi-file tasks and large refactors, Cursor wins clearly. Its agent mode is purpose-built for this. For model choice, Cursor is the winner. You pick GPT-4o, Claude, or Gemini. Copilot Pro also gives Claude and GPT-4o access now. Gemini is locked to Gemini models. Context window: Gemini wins outright. 1 million tokens versus Cursor's repo indexing approach. Price: Gemini is free. Copilot is $10. Cursor is $20. The right tool depends on what you're doing. Let me give you the decision framework. Here's how to choose. If you're a student or working on side projects with a tight budget, use Gemini Code Assist. It's free, it's capable, and the context window is incredible for exploration. If you're a professional developer doing greenfield work or small to medium projects, GitHub Copilot Pro at $20 a month is the lowest friction option. Deep V's code integration, multi-model access, GitHub ecosystem features. If you're working on large existing codebases, teams of 10+, complex multi-file refactors, monorepos, Cursor at $20. The agent mode and full repo context is worth the price. And here's a real option no one talks about. Use Gemini for exploration and understanding, then Cursor for implementation. They're complementary, not mutually exclusive. At $30 total, that's a powerful combination. AI coding tools are moving fast. The gap between these 3 will look different by the end of 2026. Subscribe to AmTalk Soft so you don't miss the updates. If you want to go deeper on any of these tools, check out the companion blog post link in the description. And if you found this useful, hit the like button. See you next time.